Alright, welcome back everybody. We're in a Rise crossover for the new Winter Final Part 1 update. So we have a new island, dungeon map, and key dungeon added. There's 5 new shadows, 7 new weapons, and 9 new relics. 7 new quests added to expand your journey. And we have an expansion to the Infernal Castle, which is just adding the shadows from the new islands that weren't in it yet. And then we have 2 new rings, HSR, HSR Plus. HSR Plus, you can base arise GR shadows. Now we can arise up to UR Plus. And as HSR, you can craft UR Plus weapons and shadows. And then we have Rebirth expansion up to 43. And then we have the Winter Key Dungeon. 3 new key dungeons, each drop 1 shadow and 1 weapon. And each dungeon drops 3 relics. These items will be needed for the final winter raid. So I'm assuming that's for the next part, probably on Sunday. And then they buffs in quality of life. They buff Shadow Ring power up and rank Shadow boost. Now you can buy multiple of the Expert potions at once and improve farming speed and general balance. So, alright, bro. Be so for real. But anyways, we'll test the Shadow power at the end after I'm done with everything to see if it really makes that much of a difference. So we'll do all that in a second. So, before I forget, what are these codes? So we have Winter Final 1, Winter End 1, Winter Sorry for Delay, and New Year. Alright, anyways, the codes don't work. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this rank up test. So, you need 1100, floor 500. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll be back in a second. Alright guys, so we did the rank up test, or HSR now. So for the HSR Plus, you need to reach floor 540 and obviously reach 1100 again. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, we did the test for HSR Plus. I also did my rebirths while I was doing the rank up test. So we're rebirth 43 and max level. So we're on a new fairy tale island. So first we're going to check out the Gotcha upgrader, of course. Of course they have it. So we have shadow and weapon damage from the looks of it. So we have the common, gives you 35% shadow, 10% weapon. Then the uncommon is 70% with 20. The rare is 110 and 35. The epic is 160 and 55. The legendary is 229 and 80%. Then we have the mythical, then is 320 shadow damage, 110 weapon. The secret is 420 shadow and 150 weapon. And then Dragon King Festival, the Monarch, is 500% shadow damage and 200% weapon. They're really trying to boost shadow damage. I ain't here for that. So, since we have our things here, let's go ahead and just have it roll real quick. Alright, so we rolled the Monarch. So let's go ahead, see how expensive this upgrader is. So let's see, what level can we get it to right now with the tokens we have on there? Level 6. And it's already expensive. Great. Alright, so let's keep you going. Jeez, I won't be able to get it to level 10. I just finished maxing my other upgraders, so I don't have much tokens left. Alright, so we'll come back to that later. For right now, let's see, we're at 1.31 SXRG. So that should put my DPS higher. Yeah, not much higher. But anyways, so that's that for those. So let's go ahead and take a look at the... Let me go and get the relic from the dungeon, see what this is real quick, and then I'll head over to Winter Island to take a look at the new keys they added. So we'll be back in a second. Alright, y'all, so we're on Winter Island. I did the fairy dungeon real quick. The relics for shadow level and shadow damage from what I saw. So to get the new keys for the new raids, you have to come over to the winter shop. So it is 99 winter shards for each key. So I have quite a bit. I'm only 1,000. So right now I'll just do one of each key just to go into it. Grinch Zero, Frostlark, and Festive Vermilion. Interesting, interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at each one. Let me put my drop just in case. So I can let's put that on. So that way whatever shadows we get, we still have one of those. That's funny. Alright, let's do Festive Vermilion first. Take a look at these dungeons. See what they got. So they said there's 3 relics, a shadow, and 1 weapon for each dungeon. So we're gonna have to go ahead and try to get all 3. See how hard this is. I really like the map. So we erased it. Alright, I might have gotten all of them in one go. Let's see. Should be. So we got Crystal Snowflake. Weapon level, rise luck, shadow level, shadow damage, and Krampus Chain. Shadow level and shadow damage. And then we got. Where you at? Festive Vermilion. You are. Nice. Alright, so let's look at this index. So that means we still need one more from this dungeon. And then we got the Heart of Crimson weapon. Interesting. Anyways, so let's go to the next one. Where's my key dungeon? Let's do Red Zero. Let's see. The way my drop chance is, I have more than likely a chance of getting every single one in one go, hopefully. Because then it means I don't have to do these. Alright. So we got the sword and one of the relics. Alright, let's do the last one and we'll take a look at all those. And then we'll just have to go collect more winter shards and come back and do these. I also need to test to see how good the shadows are. Because if the shadows are good, then I'll go ahead and get them. But if not, then I won't bother with it. Alright, so we got it all. Alright, so we got each weapon, thankfully. So it's the Heart of Crimson, which is 22 QA. This one's 20. And this one's 18. So it looks like the Heart of Crimson is the better weapon out of the 3. Interesting. Curious how he compares to the other ones. And then for the relic, we have. Where are they at? I'm blind. I scrolled too far. So we have the Aurora Compass, which gives experience, rake up, rise, drop, glacial heart, shadow level, experience, and weapon level. Alright, so we're just missing. So we have 4 so far. There's supposed to be 3, so we're 5. So we're missing still a few relics. Alright, that's gonna probably take a minute. Alright, so let me go ahead and. It's gonna take a second. Hang on. I have to go in and farm up some tokens, so that's probably gonna take me a bit. So there's 5 new shadows. Let me get the other shadows from. There's only the 3 key dungeons. Oh yeah, that's the island thing. I'm stupid. Anyways, alright. So we have almost everything so far. We have the new weapons, all the new shadows, where you just need 5 more relics, and then we done. Hold on. First, I'm gonna go through, do some math, see which of the shadows is better, so I can also see if the key dungeon shadow compares to them. So I'll be back in a second once I figure this out. Okay, guys, so I got the key dungeon and plus all 3 shadows. So I have them all as UR for right now, and they're all the same level. And it does look like Grinch Zero is the better one out of all the 4 new shadows. The Key Girl's at the bottom and Grinch Zero's kind of at the top. They're all the exact same level. and they all have M stats. So, Kashi's at 25, Vermilion's at 37, Frostlarg's at 38, and Grinch at 41 TRG. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get a full team of Grinch then to have that shadow team. I'm gonna have to craft him all the way to UR plus, but I'm gonna go ahead and farm those keys, and we'll go ahead and do that for a separate video for right now, as I got things I gotta go do. But it's been real. Y'all can do with that information as you will. At least you know what shadow to grind if you decide you want shadows or just to have them. But I need to go. I'm gonna go do that. AFK shards, so I can also get relics and collect the shadows too. So, but it's been real. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a good one.